A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, looking at the sun and looking at the thermometer as temperatures try to work their way up after a pretty chilly morning, not only here, but all across the state of Michigan. Currently, we have jumped about 18 degrees from the early morning lows. We're at 48 degrees at the airport. It is 48 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland, you're at 50. And downtown Bay City's coming in at 48 as well. Southwest breeze about 10 miles per hour, 30.37 and steady is the barometric pressure. We got a high pressure system in southern Illinois, and that high is going to be wiggling around over the next couple of days to the south of us. Eventually, over the next few days, another high pressure system is going to be moving in from the west. And that's the reason why we're not going to see much of any chance of precipitation from today all the way through at least into the middle of next week. All around the state, we're seeing temperatures working their way into the 50s. Again, after a very chilly morning, we do have a couple locations, especially in northern Michigan. Up in the UP, Manistee right now is coming in at 55. So quite a far cry from what it was, let's say, about 4 or 5 hours ago. All the way down to Ann Arbor, White Lake, in that area, 29 degrees, very common. Bad Axe also looking at 29 for an overnight low. Caro dropped down to 28. Bishop Airport in Flint was at 30. Midland Airport came in at 28. Down in Monroe, they were at 30 degrees overnight. Officially at MBS International Airport, 32. That's about as chilly as it got. And Harry Brown Airport also looking at about 32 degrees. 32 here at Radio Center as well. Looking at the Frankenmuth area, 29 is what we saw at a couple different locations there. Port Austin, where you would expect temperatures to be a little bit warmer because it's right on the Lake Huron, Saginaw Bay coastline, 30 degrees this morning there. Caro at 32, Cass City at 30. Durand looking at 31 degrees. Genesee County, a number of locations there, 30, 31, 32. Lapeer dropping down to 30. Macomb County, Richmond, 29. Chelsea, Washtenaw County, that's down there a ways, 30 degrees as well. Where you would expect it to be cold, it was. Alpena, 25. Houghton Lake, 24. Pellston, 25. Gaylord, 31. Atlanta, 28. Sheboygan, 29. East Tawas, 27. Gladwin, 28. Glenny, 24. Lake City coming in at 24 degrees. Mayo at 25. Standish, you drop down to 27 degrees. West Branch at 26. No ice fishing yet, folks, but things are really chilling down. Bel Air at 27. Manistee, 26. Cadillac, 25. Oscoda, 25. And as we said, Midland dropping down to 28. Alger, you came in at 24 a little bit earlier this morning. Grayling at 27. And get this, Roscommon, 18 degrees for an overnight low. What are we looking for as we go through the remainder of the day? Warmer. We're working our way in toward 50 degrees here at Radio Center. We should hit 60 by the time the day is all done with plenty of sun. Looking for low tonight of 37 with clear skies. Sun will set this evening at 6:49, rise tomorrow morning at 7:55. And yes, you will again have a perfect view of the Hunter's Moon tonight. It was absolutely gorgeous. Late at sunset, late yesterday afternoon. And unbelievable just how bright that moon was overnight last night. You could see the shadows from it all over the place. And if you had a chance to see the meteor, you're going to have that opportunity over the next couple of evenings as well. Tomorrow, sunshine, 67 is what we're going to be looking at for a high. We'll still have that southwest wind, 5, 7, 8 miles per hour. So not that strong of a wind. the humidity levels are really dropping as well. So again, conditions continue to be very dry even after we had the precipitation that we did pick up a few days ago. Again, sunshine 67 tomorrow, a low of 43. So no major issues when it comes to any kind of outdoor sports, sitting in the grandstands. You're not going to have to worry about a strong wind, but chilly temperatures. Once that sun goes down, it gets chilly real quick. Saturday, sunshine. High pressure again dominating, 70 degrees for a high on Saturday, 48 for a low. We'll have that southwest breeze, 7-8 miles per hour, even on Saturday. Clear sky Saturday night with that low of right around 48. Then on Sunday, 72 for a high, 46 for a low on Sunday night. Monday, more of the same with sun. We'll start off the day and have a temperature in the middle 70s on Monday, but then a weak system, a weak front will whip through the state like a cat's tail. So the temperatures will drop into, right around the 60-degree range about mid-afternoon on Monday, later on Monday afternoon. Mid-40s for a low on Monday night. More in the way of clouds on Tuesday. Temperatures, though, still will be holding up right around 70, 72 degrees. Upper 40s for a low on Tuesday night. And then a weak system will be approaching. We're going to keep our eye on it because right now it looks as though it could give us some precipitation later in the day on Wednesday. 68 for a high on Wednesday, and the mid-40s for a low on Wednesday night. So that right now appears to be the closest chance of seeing any precipitation. What's average for this time of the year? 60 is what's normal for a high temperature, 41 for a low. A year ago, we were chilly. 52 was our high, 35 was our low. The record high in this state is 84, set in 1947. The record low, 22, set in 1977. The warmest ever, 17th of October, 1968. 80 was our high, 64 was our low. The coldest ever, 17th of October, 1972. 41 for a high, 23 for a low. And again, we did have snow the early morning hours of October the 17th back in 1943. So on the ground at sunrise back in 1943 on this date, we had about 1.5 inches of snow. What are we going to be looking at as far as precipitation tallies? Well, the most precipitation we ever received on this date was over 2.5 inches, and that was 1993. We did have some snow to report, as we mentioned to you. And as far as long-range outlook goes, starting on the 22nd and running through the end of the month, we're looking at our temperatures to continue to be above normal. Precipitation values, though, are going to begin to pick up just a little bit. We should be average for this time of the year when it comes to the precipitation. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, I've got Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons and, of course, Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. All of that coming up in a moment. But first of all, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. When we talk about agriculture, we obviously talk about risk. There's risk every day in our entire lives, but when it comes to agriculture, those risks can mean a lot. It can take care of a farm operation, or it can ruin a farm operation. Risk management, it's all about taking advantage of the good things and protecting yourself against the bad. And the folks that specialize in that risk management for agriculture is the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Let's check on the markets right now and see what's going on. First of all, Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. And Melinda, I didn't have a chance to take a look at the markets. I know yesterday soybeans were kind of lagging. Are we looking at that again today?
Yeah, beans are down 2, wheat's down 2, and corn's down 1. Beans have lost 33 3/4 cents this week thus far, as meal and oil are lower as well. Corn's down 13 3/4 this week, and wheat is down a few pennies as well.
Boy, we just can't buy a plus, can we?
No, not this year.
It's been pretty tough. As far as any influencing factors, again, are we looking at optimism in South America?
I mean, the leafhopper disease last year in Argentina that was heavily affecting their corn crop. There's reports that those producers will be shifting acres from corn to soybeans in many areas, despite the dryness earlier in the season. So it sounds like heavier bean acres in Argentina. And then for the beans, soybean basis levels in the PNW, as well as the heart of the Midwest, have surged higher this week with rumors of Chinese buying U.S. soybeans as harvest nearing completion in some states. On Monday, we were 67% completed on harvest in beans. Big increases in Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. We're 66% harvested in Michigan. And corn, 47% harvested in corn, with Iowa at 45%, Illinois 49%, Indiana 44%, and Michigan at 31%. So harvest definitely under its way across the United States, which is putting a lot of pressure on the spreads as well, as we do roll off of Nov and go to Jan at the end of October. So a lot of pressure in the market as well.
Yeah, it sure sounds that way. You know, the Chinese just have not been buying much product, have they? Or are they buying product that we really don't know a lot about?
A lot of the unknown destination sales are typically to China. They have bought more, I think, than what the traders expected them to buy. They've been a buyer of U.S. soybean recently, and it's good for future business as well, even though it's been rumored they've been stockpiling demand or supply for the last few years. They're still buying U.S. corn, even though they're expecting a bumper crop. So I think that's a good thing as of right now, but we still need more exports in order to make our carryout a little slimmer to help this bean price.
Yeah. So right now, what do you have on the board?
Right now, nearby corn is at $3.27. New crop of 25 is $3.69. Nearby harvest bid for soybeans are at $8.86. New crop of 25 soybeans are at $9.54. New crop July 25 red wheat $5.50 and July 25 white wheat at $5.90.
How are you guys doing as far as storing the corn that's coming in? Are you full up, or do you still have some room?
Nope, we still have room for corn, and corn harvest has been coming along quite quickly. As harvest is about 3 to 4 weeks earlier across the state this year, has definitely put a lot of pressure on logistics.
Yeah, so at this stage of the game, I would imagine there's a few corn piles out there in a few elevators.
Yeah, yep, I would imagine everyone's piles are going to be full this year.
I sure think so. You have a great day, Melinda. A nice weekend. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Thanks, you too.
You bet. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Ed Raymond and Sons. Quality clothing and shoes since 1919. These chilly mornings, even though we are going to warm up over the weekend, kind of makes you wonder if maybe you should pick up a new Carhartt or maybe a new pair of Red Wing shoes or boots, or maybe even some Stormy Cromer accessories. They've got them. Ed Raymond and Sons is one of the biggest retail stores this side of the Mississippi when it comes to a lot of those products. They're one of America's oldest Carhartt, Red Wing, and Stormy Cromer dealers. And they've got what you need. Big store there, 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning. They're open to serve you. To get more information on them, you can go online too at edraymond's.com. And by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They are open with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by and see how they can become your hometown financial solution. Find out more about Frankenmuth Credit Union by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, what's the latest?
Well, filled up the Suburban yesterday. I figured it cost me an extra $14.50 just to bomb Iran. So I don't know. It's kind of a trade-off. So I guess whatever. What else is going on? Retail sales came in very, very strong, way above expectations. So Dow Jones hit a new high today. The S&P 500 hit a new high today. Nasdaq's up today, hasn't hit a new high yet, but the tech companies are coming in with phenomenal earnings and piling up billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of cash so they can build those nuclear plants on the farms that they buy over the next year or two, since they've got all that money. What else is going on? Biden's going to forgive another 60,000 loans, $4.5 billion in debt. My tax money at work. I'm really happy about that. Buying a few more votes here and there. That's good. Crude oil steady, $70. Gold's over 2,700, 2,710, so that's moving up a little bit. Platinum's 1110, so that's moving up pretty good. Anyway, so here's your numbers. December corn 403 and a quarter, down a penny and a half. The March corn 418 and a quarter, down 2 and a quarter. November soybeans 977 and a quarter, down 2 and 3/4. The January soybeans 989, down a nickel. The December wheat 580 and a half, down 4 and a half, and the March wheat $6 and a half a penny, down 4 3/4. Crude oil is 70.02, up 20 cents. Heating oil 219.66, up a penny. Gasoline 204.30, it's unchanged. Natural gas is 312, that's up a half a penny. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3781 Canadian, that's up 31 ticks. The dollar buys 150.04 yen, that's up 42 ticks, and that's showing weakness in the yen, strength in the dollars. Not good for us. The euro's at 108.37, down 24 ticks, and the dollar's at 103.69, up 10 ticks. Gold's at 27.1120, up $20. Silver's at 31.97, up or down a half a penny. Platinum's at 10.1150, up 13.80, and copper's 433 and a half, down 3 cents.
So you think it's a good idea to fill up right now?
Well, got to support the war effort. Then Zelensky was over here touring an ammo plant in Pennsylvania there. He's thanking them for all the ammunition. So that's why we can't get it to target practice.
I see. So that's at a premium, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Doug, we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Okay. Yep.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They are your Dairyland seed dealer, carrying a full line of corn and Enlist soybean seed, proven weed control, designed to get you a better harvest. Industry leading 14% cash discount available right now till the end of the month. And they do have a good supply across all Dairyland varieties, including the all-new Vorseed and PowerCore Enlist traded corn hybrids. Justin Varner, he's the guy to talk to. Dairyland Seed. We've got seed with your name on it from your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain. Since 1983, we're serving you is their business. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency joining us right now. Craig, I see him all over the roads these days. Trailers. Let's talk about that.
Right, Terry. We bring this up every so often. The other day we talked about the ATVs and the side-by-sides going up north. They're likely on a trailer, and most trailers do not get coverage from the vehicle pulling them. It's a common misconception. So if you've got a new trailer or one that you're just pulling out of the shed and haven't used in a while, make sure it's on your auto policy so that it's properly covered. The only trailers that get coverage from the vehicle pulling them are small single axle utility type trailers. Anything beyond that needs to be on your policy so you're properly protected.
I did not know that. Really?
Like I said, it's a confusing thing, and a lot of times folks make the mistake of thinking that they got coverage when they don't.
Yeah. Well, that happens more often than not, especially in my house.
Yeah, it's easy to do everywhere, actually.
I guess. Good advice. I did not know. Did not know at all. Craig Voorhees, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
We will. We'll enjoy the sunshine.
Oh, we sure will. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese. They're the makers of Exceller Meal. They've been doing that since 1991. That's a high bypass soybean meal to maximize your dairy herd's production. Want to learn more about it? Well, get a hold of your nutritionist and local feed dealer today and ask them to check out Exceller Meal from Quality Roasting. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. We'll be right back.
Hate having to choose between price, service, and quality? Well, at Forward Energy, you don't have to. For 100 years, we've been delivering all three. Get great propane prices, reliable service, and quality you can trust. Plus, over 90% of our customers would recommend us to their friends and family. Don't compromise. Choose the home heat company that gives you more for less. Forward Energy, Michigan's preferred propane and home heat provider since 1925.
You know, the folks at Kryjak's house right now are ready to take care of your business. Whether it's for the holidays coming up or obviously an event coming up next year, they can help supply the food for your event, and you will be very happy, and so will your guests when you got your food from Kryjak's house. 989-894-5531. That's the telephone number. They're also a great place to dine in, especially for the holidays. Use that same number to make your reservation. Kryjak's house, corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. Always like to check out and see crop progress, not only here in the Great Lakes Bay Area, but in other areas of the state. With more on that, here's Andy Eubank from Michigan Ag Today.
Corn harvest in the Tuesday update is 31% complete in Michigan, 13% better than the 5-year average. And soybean harvest jumped to 66%, 31% further than the 5-year average. Dan Cable, a field sales representative with Channel Seeds covering the southeast corner of Michigan, is pleased with progress in his area.
I think we're in pretty good shape. Harvest is probably on soybeans 75-80% done. There'd be a few beans that went in a little later in the spring that maybe aren't cut yet. And on the corn, the soybean yields were all over the place. We had some places that the dry in August really hurt, and yields were not what we hoped, but anywhere from 40 to 70 in places where they had some spots that they came through and yielded very well. We're off to a corn harvest now, and the yields on the corn have been surprisingly nice for all the dry weather in August. We was hoping for a little moisture, create more kernel fill and additional yield, and didn't feel we got it. The yields are good anyway.
Cable tells Matt corn harvest in his part of the state is probably around 25% complete, and there have been some exceptional yields in the 230 to 240 bushel range. This year could turn into a what-if season. Timely rains just didn't come late in the growing season, and Cable is left wondering what if the crop had received an extra drink of water.
Man, if we just could have got another inch of rain or 2 inches of rain in August, we could have had some really good yields. I know my son was running in some beans that were making 50 bushel that we didn't think were going to, but he walked and he said there were several, it was easy to find a 4-bean pod that only had 2 developed beans in it. And that would go directly back to the lack of moisture we had during fill. And on the other side, we thought that the early beans, being it was dry in August, might all be better than the later beans. And that has been the case in some places, but not everywhere. We've also had some fuller maturity beans, closer to 3.0 beans in our part of the world that really did very well.
And it does look like this weekend is going to be a great weekend for harvest. Let's double check New York markets right now. Teresa over at Baird joining me. Teresa, what's going on?
Good morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 128 points at 43,205, 241 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 109 points at 18,476, 431 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 393.86, up 24, Deere 404.98, down 439, CMS Energy 71.04, down 13, Dow 52.75, down 18, DuPont 85.05, down 24, Corteva 58.57, down 38, General Motors 49.20, up 19, Trinzio 5.63, down 44, Walmart 81, down 22, Huntington Bank 15.52, down 32, Independent Bank at 34.37, down 39, and AT&T unchanged at 21.70.
Teresa, thank you so much. You have a great day, okay?
You as well.
All righty. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Israel's military is testing to see if the Hamas leader